You looking for a demure fragrance? Let's face it, it's giving Nara Smith. Hello my bestie boos, welcome back to my channel. I'm TheMomLatrice, and today we're going to be talking about fragrances that are demure. These fragrances are demure, but they're also cute. They're demure and sexy, they're demure and flirty, they're demure and fresh. I know there's a trend going around right now about demure, mindful, so I thought it would be fun just to do a quick video on demure fragrances. If this is your first time watching, thank you for giving a girl a chance, and I hope you stick around. If you're a returning subscriber, you know how much I love you, so come on in here, girl. If you like people who keep it real, if you like people who keep it positive and who keep it pushing, then this is the place for you. Now let's get into this video. When I think of demure, I think of someone who is quiet, someone who's reserved, someone who is a little bit mysterious, maybe a little bit shy, maybe she's a little coy, maybe she's not shy, she just portrays herself to be shy. She has a little air of mystery about her. That's what I think of when I think of demure. So all of these fragrances I would classify as demure fragrances, but I'm going to tell you why. First up, when I think of something that's demure, or a fragrance that's demure, I definitely think of Miss Dior, the original EDP by Dior. This fragrance, first of all, is very pretty. The bottle to me is very demure. It's understated. It's not doing too much. It's doing just enough. And in this fragrance, there's iris. I feel like an iris note in fragrances is a demure note in fragrances. It's very classy. It's a little bit lipsticky. It's a very feminine note, but it also has some peony in here, which to me is also a very demure, very reserved note in fragrances. Has some apricot, there's vanilla, but this fragrance is not doing a lot. It's not doing too much. It's very soft, it's very playful. At the same time, it is very feminine. It's a little bit reserved. This is not a beast mode fragrance. This is something that is going to smell good. People are going to smell you, but it's not going to announce you before you enter the room. People are going to have to get a little bit close to you, maybe 3 feet, and then they're going to smell you. And it's not going to be anything that is offensive at all. This is a very pretty, very understated, very reserved type fragrance. And when I look at it, I think this is something that someone like Nara Smith will wear. To be perfectly honest, when I think of Nara Smith, I think of demure, and I also think of Miss Dior by Dior. This is a beautiful, soft, playful, yet she's not doing too much kind of fragrance. I love this perfume. This is my second bottle of this fragrance. And although it's not something that I wear a lot, this is something that I would wear when I don't want to be overpowering with my scent. Maybe I'm going to a meeting. Maybe I'm going to the movies. Maybe I'm just going for a quick brunch with my girls. Like, you could even wear this on a date when you don't want to be too crazy or too out there with your scent. This one is a very, very classic fragrance, and it's been around for a long time, has went through many formulations. But I would say all of the formulations are very girly, very, very demure. Okay, very, very demure. I do smell a little bit of the apricot in here, so it is really fresh and fruity and feminine and very, very cute. She's also very mindful because she doesn't overpower people with her scent. Like, Miss Dior is a perfect demure fragrance. Another fragrance that I think of when I think of a demure fragrance is Dama Bianca by Xerjoff. Dama Bianca is the kind of fragrance that is unique. She's rich, honey. She's demure and she's rich at the same time. She is understated elegance. This is a woman who, you know, she got it like that, but she don't gotta yell, she don't gotta scream, she don't gotta say too much. You know, she got it like that. This has kumquat in here and lime, so it's a little fresh, it's a little bit fruity, but it also is very powdery, so it is a pretty type of fragrance that anybody could wear. Again, when you're being demure, you're not being offensive, you're understated, you're reserved, and I feel like Dama Bianca by Xerjoff is the definition of demure. She demure, but she rich, honey. She got some money. She got a little bit of money. Maybe she married wealthy. Maybe her husband is an oil tycoon, okay? Maybe he's into the stock market. Maybe he struck it rich on Bitcoin. I don't know, but she is elegant. She is a little bit flirty, but like I said, she don't do too much. She might give you a look and you want to go over and talk to her because she just has this air of mystery about her. Dama Bianca, girl, she got that musk in there. She got that jasmine in there. She got all of these complex fragrances. Like, there's a lot of notes in Dama Bianca, but you don't smell every single note. You just know that it's different. And a demure person is someone who is a little bit different, but you don't know a whole lot about her. Very complex, very pretty, very reserved, very demure. Next up is something that is affordable, first and foremost, but it smells really beautiful, luxe and luxurious for not a lot of money. And this is a demure fragrance that is different. She's demure, but she drinks bourbon at the same time. This is Nebras by Latifah. I put this on here because demure doesn't mean expensive. Demure doesn't mean plain and boring. Like, she drinks bourbon. She has an air of mystery about her. You're like, oh, she really cute, but she taking shots of bourbon to the head, okay? She not doing too much. She not like shooting it. But, you know, she might sip her bourbon like a young lady, okay? This has red berries in it. It also has mandarin orange. It has sugar in here, which makes it really sweet. It has some tonka bean. It has cacao. It has amber. Like, there's a bunch of notes in here as well. But this to me just smells like a bourbon vanilla, like a rich, creamy, understated vanilla fragrance. This has some complexities to it as well, but it's just not doing too much. It's not doing too much at all. It's so pretty. It's rich and luxurious, but for an affordable price, because I don't like to spend a lot of money. Now, I will spend some money if it's worth it. I mean, okay, coupon code, promo code, something like that. Listen, I don't mind spending it, but it has to be worth it. And here, this is worth it, but I don't have to, you know, reach down deep into my pocket to get this because it's very, very affordable. It's understated. Like I said, it's rich, it's luxurious, it smells so, so good. And honestly, I cannot wait to wear this fragrance for the upcoming season. Fall, this is going to be absolutely perfect for, but it's a little bit mysterious at the same time. It's that bourbon vanilla type fragrance. It gives the vibes of a bourbon vanilla, a demure person who drinks bourbon. Maybe she has bourbon in her coffee. You don't know what she's drinking, to be perfectly honest, because she's that demure. She's a little mysterious. She's a little laid back. She's a little bit reserved, but she smells so good. And that's why I picked Nebras by Latifah for this list. When I think of someone who is demure, I definitely think of a floral fragrance. Like, somebody is going to be wearing florals if they're a demure person, like, period. Like, you look at them and you're like, oh, they're definitely wearing a floral. And Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia is the perfect floral fragrance for the demure person. This fragrance is pear blossom. It has red berries and Italian mandarin in it, but it also has some brown sugar in here, which makes it really, really sweet. It makes it super, super pretty. It is a pretty demure fragrance. Like, this is floral and demure. This is walking through a field of flowers with the beautiful floral dress on, with some pink lipstick, with some small earrings. Like, that's what this is giving. Honestly, almost all of the Gucci Flora line, the new orchid one, they have the magnolia one. Like, honestly, all of those I would classify as a demure type fragrances. They're understated. They're not beast mode. They're not doing too much. They're giving you that floral goodness without being overpowering. They're not giving grandma. They're not any of those things. Like, this is floral goodness for the... I'm sorry for all the noise. My mail lady just came and she's not giving demure. Yeah, so honestly, like I said, all of the Gucci Flora fragrances I would classify as demure. Like, this is definitely something Nora Smith would wear. Absolutely. Next up is Demure for the champagne drinker. This is a champagne lover's perfume. This is Meliora by Perfumes Mentioned. It's giving black currant and red berries. It's giving champagne. It's giving crisp. It's giving effervescent. This is a demure fragrance for someone who loves to drink champagne. Oh, and she drinks it on a regular. She definitely does. This is a little bit zesty in the opening with that champagne. It's very pretty. Like, look at the bottle. The bottle's very, very demure. All of the Parfums de Marly bottles are very, very demure. And honestly, almost all of them I recommend for a demure fragrance. But to me, when I think of demure and mindful and all of those very catchy things, I'm going to say Meliora by Parfums de Marly. Because the base on this is vanilla and musk. But the berries and the champagne and all of that on the top just really, really lend it to a demure type fragrance. This is an air of mystery. This is, you know, she got some money. This is, she vacations on a regular. Her closet is massive. Her closet is the size of your bedroom ×2. And she's sitting in there on her pedestal drinking champagne. Like, that's what this is giving. It's giving demure and classy. This is giving demure and I got a little bit of money. Okay. That's what this is giving. And that's why I'm putting it in this video. Next up is another affordable fragrance. This is a Middle Eastern perfume, and it's one of my more recent purchases that I love and I'm obsessed with. This is Nuha by Cutesy. I think I said Latafa or something before, but this is Cutesy. This is Nuha. This is fruity. It has a little bit of coconut in it, but it is not coconut the way you think of coconut. It just gives it a tiny bit of creaminess. This has some jasmine and rose and heliotrope. And when I think of a demure fragrance for someone who wants something affordable and fruity, Nuha is gonna be your best bet. Like, I honestly enjoy Nuha so much. I have a good little dent in here for as long as I've had this fragrance. To me, this screams demure. It screams demure. It screams pretty. She's pretty and demure. She's really, really pretty. She wears pink. She wears pearls. That's what this is giving. It also projects a good amount, but it's not overpowering in its projection. It projects, it still smells really, really good, but it's not offensive. It's something that people are going to be like, oh, what are you wearing? You smell so pretty. Like, you smell demure, girl. You smell mindful. You smell really, really good. I love, love, love Nuha by Cutesy. Honestly, I think the bottle is so pretty too. The pink and gold. Like, when you think of demure, do you not think of pink? Do you not think of gold? That's what I think of when I think of demure. Very reserved, a little bit shy. She wants you to smell her, but she don't want you to be like, oof, girl, you got on too much. No, she's very demure. Next up is something that I would think of as demure. I don't have the bottle. I only have a 10 milliliter like travel spray. So I will put it on the screen. This is Parfums de Marly's Delina La Rosee. Now, I definitely would say that the original Delina is also very demure, but that has been talked about to death. Everybody already knows this. So I'm going to bring in Miss Delina La Rosee because I feel like La Rosee is very youthful. It's very fresh. It's very watery. It has some watery notes in here, but it's fresh and it's uplifting and it's very demure because it's not as heavy in the rose as original Delina is. It's not as deep and sexy and oody as Delina Exclusive is, but it does give you a bit of freshness, a bit of aquaticness. It's very fruity with the lychee, but it's also very soft. It's very feminine. It's very demure. Like, I feel like this is reserved, but it just gives you just enough to keep you wanting a little bit more. And I feel like someone who's demure, they make you want a little bit more. They make you look at them and like, I wonder what they do on their off time. Oh, I wonder what she's doing today. You know, that's the kind of vibe that I get when I think of demure. And I feel like Delina La Rosee, although she gives you all that you need, okay, she's very pretty and she gives you all the things, she also makes you want more. She also makes you wonder what else is hiding behind those layers. And that's why I got her up on here, because she deserves to be on this list. Next up, when I think of demure, I definitely think of rose. I definitely think of vanilla. Vanilla and rose combo like no other is the Idole line. Now, this is Idole Aura. This is my favorite in the Idole line of fragrances. This is rose, this is vanilla, but it also has some orchid in here. Oh, so pretty. The vanilla in here is a very rich, kind of creamy vanilla, but the rose in here is very understated. It's not an overpowering rose. I feel like when you put rose in fragrances, you got to be very, very careful that it does not overpower and become grandma, because let's face it, rose can be a very mature note in fragrances, and that's why a lot of times people think they don't like rose. But when rose is done very well, it's floral, but it is perfection. It gives it just a touch of floral in this fragrance, and I think it's blended so well with the vanilla. And when I think of a Demure fragrance, I think of rose, but I think of Idole Aura. You could wear this fragrance anywhere. A person that is Demure, they can fit in anywhere. Okay, they can fit in at church, they can fit in at the club, honey, at the mall, they're on vacation, they're at work, they're everywhere. And I feel like Idole Aura really does fit in any occasion. This is a very versatile fragrance. Someone who's Demure is very versatile. You don't know what they're gonna do, you don't know what they're gonna say, because they're very reserved. And so you're always like, I kind of want them to be over here with me, you know? So I feel like Idole Aura really exemplifies that in fragrance form, and so that's why I have it on this list. Next up, a Demure fragrance for the boss chick, for the woman who's the CEO of a company. Listen, Demure don't mean she weak. Okay, don't get it twisted. Demure does not mean she weak. Demure don't mean she's to be played with. And when I think of a Demure woman who's about her business, who's a boss chick, who's a little bit different, she's quiet and reserved, but when she speaks, you listen and you better pay attention, okay? And that's what I think of when I think of Mason Francis Curtis John's Gentle Fluidity Gold. This is vanilla. This is rich vanilla, but it's very different. It has coriander in it. It has juniper berries in it as well. It's not a cheap fragrance. It is expensive. It's on the more expensive end of fragrances. This is a niche fragrance, but baby, it's worth it. It's worth it because it has some caramel in here. It does have that vanilla and musk and coriander and all of that. It's very different. But I like this fragrance because it smells expensive and it smells different. This is not your average run-of-the-mill generic vanilla fragrance. And when you are a boss chick, when you running companies and businesses and you know, you doing your thing and you're out and about or whatever, you know, like you want something that's different. You don't want something that's plain. Listen, this does not fit in anywhere. This is for a specific moment, for a specific occasion. She's about her business, but she is Demure, and don't get it twisted. And last but not least, I could not leave off my girl. This is Donna Roma, the OG by Valentino. She's Demure, but she's sexy. Okay, this is sexy and Demure. This is an air of mystery. This is a woody vanilla that is perfect for a date night, for a lot of different occasions. But I feel like this is a very sexy vanilla jasmine forward fragrance. Very beautiful. She ain't to be played with. You want to get her number. You want her to be at your table. You want to talk to her. She's very Demure. She's Demure. She smells good. She's sexy. She always has herself pulled together. She's pretty. She's all of those things, okay? And you want Donna Roma, the OG, at your table at all times. Like, you see her from across the bar, from across the restaurant. She's giving sexy. She's giving an air of mystery. She's giving reserved. But you want to be around her. And so that's why I felt like I had to include my girl, the OG Donna Roma, on this list. So, yep, those are all of the fragrances that I consider to be Demure. Very Demure, very mindful. If you guys have not seen that trend going around on TikTok and Instagram, go check it out because I think it's so cute. I think it's really, really funny. And I wanted to get in on a little bit of the fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please click subscribe down below. I appreciate you all. Let me know in the comments below, what are some fragrances that you consider to be Demure? Do you think I hit the nail on the head? Did I miss some? Do I have this trend all wrong? Okay, I'm open to all of the comments. Comment down below. Let's chat down there. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate you all. I hope you are having a very Demure day. And until next time, I love you, love you, love you, love you.